Hare Krishna Mataji, please you can start the Kirtan.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna devotees. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswata Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Radha Kunj Bihari Radhe, Jaya Radha Rasa Bihari Radhe, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev Nittai Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, devotees.
Hare Krishna. Very beautiful song, Mataji. Beautiful Kirtan.
Thank you, Prabhu. So I will do the Mangalacharan prayers next, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna.
If possible, if you can, if convenient, you can turn on the video also, Mataji, if you like.
Yeah. Sure. Can you see this?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. मह्यं तिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीति नामिने। श्रीवर्षभानवी देवी दैत्याय कृपाब्धये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्जल प्रेमाद्य श्रीरूपानग भक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनदारिणे रूपानग विरुद्धाभ सिद्धान्त द्वन्द्वहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रालम्बर सांबोधे पादाम्बुजाय दे नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानगवराय दे। गौराविर्भाव भूमे स्त्वं निर्दिष्ट सज्जन प्रियः वैष्णव सर्वभौमं श्री जगन्नाथाय दे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदाय दे कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरत्युषे नमः। पांचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिगं। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांदा राधा कांदा नमोस्तुते। जयदां सुहृदो पंगोर्मम मन्दमदीर्घते मत्सर्वर्षपादाम्बुजो राधा मदन मोहनो। दिव्यवृन्दारण्य कल्पद्रुमदः श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्तु श्रीमद् राधा श्रील गोविंद देवो प्रेष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भी वंशीवदतस्थितः कर्षान्वेनुसुनेर्गोभिर्गोपिनाथस्त्रियेस्तु न। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna devotees.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Very beautiful Mangalacharan prayers, Mataji. Very long, but very nice.
Thank you, Prabhu. So I will just recite the words and read the synonym translation and purport first before starting. Krishna. So the first verse. Dhritarashtra uvaja dharmakshetre kurukshetre samavedayutsavah mamaga pandavashaiva kim akurvata sanjaya. धर्मक्षेत्रे कुरुक्षेत्रे सामवेदायुत्सवः Mamaga Pandavashaiva Kim Agurvata Sanjaya. Dhritarashtravaja Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavedayutsavaha Mamaga Pandavaishaiva Kim Agurvada Sanjaya. So the synonym for the verses are like Dhritarashtra Uvaja. King Dhritarashtra said, Dharmakshetre in the presence of pilgrim, in the place of pilgrimage, Kurukshetra in the place named Kurukshetra, Samaveda assembled, Vyutsavaha desiring to fight, Mamaga my party or sons, Pandava the sons of Pandu, Cha and Eva certainly, Kim what, Agurvada did they do, Sanjaya O Sanjaya. Translation. Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? So the purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad-Gita is the widely read theistic science summarized in the Gita Mahatmya, glorification of Gita. There it says that one should read Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly with the help of a person who is a devotee of Sri Krishna and try to understand it without personally motivated interpretations. The example of clear understanding is there in the Bhagavad Gita itself. In the way the teaching is understood by Arjuna, who heard the Gita directly from the Lord. If someone is fortunate enough to understand the Bhagavad Gita in that line of disciplic succession, without motivated interpretation, then he surpasses all studies of Vedic wisdom and all scriptures of the world. One will find in the Bhagavad Gita all that is contained in other scriptures, but the readers will also find things which are not to be found elsewhere. That is the specific standard of Gita. It is the perfect theistic science because it is directly spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. The topics discussed by Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya as described in the Mahabharata form the basic principle for this great philosophy. It is understood that this philosophy evolved on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, which is a sacred place of pilgrimage from the immemorial time of Vedic age. It was spoken by the Lord when he was present personally on this planet for the guidance of mankind. The word Dharmakshetra, a place where religious rituals are performed, is significant because on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was present on the side of Arjuna. Dhritarashtra, the father of Kurus, was highly doubtful about the possibility of his son's ultimate victory. In his doubt, he inquired from his secretary Sanjaya, what did they do? He was confident that both his sons and the sons of his young brother Pandu were assembled in the field of Kurukshetra for a determined engagement of the war. Still, his inquiry is significant. He did not want a compromise between the cousins and brothers, and he wanted to be sure of the fate of his sons on the battlefield. Because the battle was arranged to be fought at Kurukshetra, which is mentioned elsewhere in the Vedas as a place of worship, even for the denizens of heaven. Dhritarashtra becomes very fearful about the influence of the holy place on the outcome of the battle. He knew well that this would influence Arjuna, the sons of Pandu, favorably, because by nature they were all virtuous. Sanjaya was a student of Vyasa, and therefore, by the mercy of Vyasa, Sanjaya was able to envision the battlefield of Kurukshetra while he was on the room of Dhritarashtra. And so, Dhritarashtra asked him about the situation on the battlefield. Both the Pandavas and the son of Dhritarashtra belong to the same family, but Dhritarashtra's mind is disclosed herein. He deliberately claimed only his sons as gurus, and he separated the sons of Pandu from the family heritage. One can thus understand the specific position of Dhritarashtra in his relationship with his nephews, the son of Pandu, as in the paddy field of unnecessary plants are taken out. So it is expected from the very beginning of this topic that in the religious field of Kurukshetra, where the father of religion, Sri Krishna, was present, the unwanted plants like Dhritarashtra's son Duryodhana and other would be wiped out, and the thoroughly religious persons headed by Yudhishthira would be established by the Lord. This is the significance of the word Dharmakshetra and Kurukshetra, apart from their historical and Vedic importance. Hare Krishna. So I have prepared a small presentation about the verse. So I'm just sharing the screen. I hope the screen is visible, right, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So before I beginning, I just wanted to tell all of you, dear devotees, not by age or by knowledge or by qualification or skills, I am qualified to sit in front of all of you and to tell some realization or some topic about Bhagavad Gita. I am not at all qualified, but this is my humble attempt. So kindly bless me so that the right words, whatever I have learned from this verse, the right words and the right intention come through the mouth for the glorification of Lord and for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. Kindly bless me. So, so today I'm just wanted to share something on the Bhagavad Gita, the first verse of the very first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So, as we saw, the first verse was that Dhritarashtra Uvaja Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveda Yudhitsavaha Mamaga Pandavaischaiva Kim Akurvada Sanjaya. So Dhritarashtra said, O Sanjaya, after my sons and the sons of Pandu assembled in the place of pilgrimage at Kurukshetra, desiring to fight, what did they do? So this was the enquiry of Dhritarashtra. So let's begin the discussion with some points from Srila Prabhupada's lecture, which Srila Prabhupada gives in London about this verse. So Prabhupada was saying, both Dhritarashtra and Pandu was in the same family, but Dhritarashtra was envious towards Pandu because Prabhupada says this is the nature of the material world. Here, what all things are prominent are politics, jealousy, diplomacy, and enviousness are the nature of material worlds. And Prabhupada was explaining this Krishna consciousness movement is to train people not to become envious. So that is the purpose of this movement. And Dhritarashtra was jealous, and a king should not be jealous. A king should be compassionate, and he should be ready to protect every living entities in his kingdom. It is not like human beings give him protection, not the animals or other things. A king should give protection to every living entities. Doesn't matter is it a human being, if it is a cow or any animals or a certain ant. So a king should be like that. So Krishna knew that Dhritarashtra and as well as his sons was not virtuous, and they were envious and jealous, so they should not give the kingdom. So it is sure that Krishna knew the thing, and Krishna even sent Akrura as a messenger, but still Dhritarashtra was not ready to hear. So Prabhupada explains there are two kinds of experience. One is one can experience the truth by hearing. Another kind of experience is direct experience, hand to hand, or by directly seeing or directly experiencing. So Prabhupada saying a wise person will always listen, always follow the first thing. Just by hearing, he will experience the truth. But Dhritarashtra was the opposite. He was advised by Vidura, Bhishma, and Krishna himself sent a messenger, but Dhritarashtra didn't hear their advice because his sin, the burden of his sins was so far that he could not check his action. So just like that, the material people also know what they are doing is wrong, what they should do they know, but they cannot check their action because their past sinful actions are more. So Prabhupada says in the lecture that we should always be wise, that we should experience the truth by hearing them, hearing from the authorities. We should experience the truth. We should not like Dhritarashtra. So the next question is here. Dhritarashtra asks, "Kim Akurvada?" Kim means what? Akurvada means did they do? What did they do? So it is obvious that in the battlefield, the Kauravas and Pandavas assembled there to fight for the kingdom. So there is nothing like what did they do? They must have fight. So what is so unique about that? What it is like Prabhupada says, like if a hungry person come and we gave him a plate and we serve a palatable dishes there, and we just ask what did he do? He must have ate the dish. That is for sure, right? So why Dhritarashtra is asking the question, what did they do? What is so specific about that situation? So that is the essence of this verse. What made Dhritarashtra ask why? What did he do? Why Dhritarashtra asking? Is it a foolish question put forth to us? It may seem like it's a foolish question. Why Dhritarashtra asked me? It is obvious that they assembled there to fight. Then why should Dhritarashtra ask that particular question? So Prabhupada explained that also in the lecture. So I will explain that. So just focus on the learning on the purport of first verse. What all things Prabhupada spoken in the first purport of the first verse. So the first point is Prabhupada says like Bhagavad Gita is the perfect theistic science. Why? Because it is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So that is the first point. Second point is how one should study Bhagavad Gita. Srila Prabhupada quotes this based on Gita Mahatmya, where Prabhupada says one should learn Bhagavad Gita scrutinizingly. That is very important. We should read every verses, every meaning, every purport very scrutinizingly. Then only we will realize it. Our confusions will get clarification. Next, with the help of devotee of Sri Krishna, we should only hear Bhagavad Gita from an authentic source from the devotee of Sri Krishna. Otherwise, we will get diverted, because even though there are 700 verses, different commentators give different commentaries and we will get diverted. So we should be careful where we are getting that information from. So Prabhupada says, with the help of pure devotee of Sri Krishna only, we should we should study the Bhagavad Gita. Second is without personally motivated interpretation. We should not interpret Bhagavad Gita according to our personal desires or personal thing. We should accept whatever Krishna says and whatever Krishna says as it is, without any personal interpretation, and obviously in the line of disciplic succession. So these are the 4 points. Prabhupada says to study Bhagavad Gita, one should do scrutinizingly with the help of devotee of Sri Krishna, without any personally motivated interpretation, as well as in the line of disciplic succession. So the third point is, what is the example for clear understanding of Bhagavad Gita? Prabhupada says, just like Arjuna studied Bhagavad Gita, he was just listening directly from Krishna without any personal interpretation. Arjuna just accepted whatever Krishna said. So that is the perfect example how to study the Bhagavad Gita. Just like Arjuna listened directly from Krishna without any personal motivations, just listen to understand, just in the submissive mode. In that stage only we will understand Bhagavad Gita. So that is Prabhupada has explained the first purport. And Prabhupada also explained what is the benefit of such a study. If one study Bhagavad Gita in this 4 manner, just like Arjuna, what one will get? Prabhupada says, one surpass all studies of Vedic wisdom and all scriptures of the world. So if one study Bhagavad Gita very scrutinizingly, one surpasses all studies of Vedic wisdom, because it is the essence of every scriptures. It is like it is the king of Upanishads. So it contains all the information. So that is also Prabhupada explained that there. And the next point is Prabhupada explained the specific standard of Bhagavad Gita. The specific standard of Bhagavad Gita. So what is the specific standard of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita contains all that contained in other scriptures, but also that it cannot be found elsewhere in the scriptures. So it is the Grantharaj, or it is the king of Upanishads. And the next thing, why Dhritarashtra asked that question? What made Dhritarashtra ask that question? So obviously, Dhritarashtra was partial to his own sons. In that verse, Prabhupada, Dhritarashtra says like, Mamaga, my sons and Pandavas. So my sons and the sons of Pandu. So even though both are brothers, both are in the same family, Dhritarashtra said, my sons and sons of Pandu. So it is obvious that Dhritarashtra was partial towards the son. So that is one reason he was always partial to his sons, and obviously he was decides that his son get the kingdom. He always want his sons win the war, and the son secure the kingdom. So he was so much desired. That is one thing, and he was doubtful of the possibility of his son's victory. So why Dhritarashtra was so much doubtful about the victory of Kauravas? Because even normally every father will have a confidence on the son's victory, right? But here Dhritarashtra was doubtful about the victory of his sons. So what made Dhritarashtra so doubtful about the victory of Kauravas? So there are in this context there are some two stories I would like to explain what made Dhritarashtra so doubtful about the victory of his own sons. So Dhritarashtra know that when the Pandavas were in forest during the exile, Ajnana was the time, Duryodhana used to send spies all over the country to identify where Pandavas are. So one spy came back, and this is a long story. So for the time, for the interest of time, I'm just concising it and share. So one spy came and informed Duryodhana that the Kijaka is died. So, Kijaka has been killed. So Duryodhana was sure that Kijaka is a Maharathi. So to kill Kijaka, either Balarama, Shalya, or Bhimasena could do. Both Shalya and Balarama didn't do that. Then there must be Bhimasena did that murder, killing. So Duryodhana, in that thought, Duryodhana sent his army toward Malsidesha, where the king is King Virat. So when Duryodhana's army was attacking the kingdom, there the king Virat was not there. So his son Uttar Kumar, he was not that much skilled, but he had to go to the battlefield to face the armies. So there were Arjuna, who was in the form of dance teacher. He just take the role of chariot driver. So both Arjuna and Uttar Kumar went to the battlefield to war against the Kauravas, but Uttar Kumar, obviously he was not skilled. So Arjuna took the turn, and Arjuna told like, I will fight, you just be the chariot driver. And Arjuna alone fight with the entire army of Kauravas, and he made the Duryodhana's armies so afraid that they just ran away out of fear from the battlefield. So this story Dhritarashtra knew, and because only one Arjuna did the entire thing. And the next thing is like, when the Pandavas were in the forest, they were in the Kamvivan in Vrindavan, they were staying there. So Duryodhana just wanted to make a show, because he just wanted to to show the Pandavas like how he's enjoying all the opulences and how you are suffering on the forest. So to make a show, he just decided to make a beautiful tent in the forest in front of where the Pandavas live, and to make a show that I am just enjoying as a king. So he just went the Kamevan, and he was planning to make a beautiful tent there. So in that forest there is a pond. So Duryodhana just wanted to take a bath. So he just went the pond, and there were a lot of Gandharvas were taking bath there. So Duryodhana just went, and he just asked the Gandharvas to leave the pond. So the king of the Gandharvas said, "We came here first, so you should wait. You should wait there. Once we finish our enjoyment here, you can come." But Duryodhana was said like, "I am the king. Who are you to say that? You just leave now." But the king said, "King of whom? Where? So we are not going to leave." So the argument just went on, and last the king of Gandharva said, "If you come forward, we will fight with you." So Duryodhana said, "Okay, let's fight." So, but Duryodhana didn't know that this Gandharva had a particular trick, that is like they can go invisible and fight. So this Duryodhana was not aware of that. So when the fight begins, all Gandharvas went invisible and start shooting arrows towards Duryodhana. He was so wondered, like he was not able to identify where the arrows are coming from. So he was not able to fight. If we could see the enemies, we can fight, right? So he was not able to find where the arrows are coming from. So he was just shocked, and the king of the Gandharvas just bound the Duryodhana in that time. So the wife of Duryodhana, Bhanuvati, just went to Yudhishthira for help. He just asked, my husband is being bound by the Gandharvas, you just come and help us." So Yudhishthira just sent Arjuna because Arjuna knows the Chakshushi mantra, which is used, which when we chant that mantra, we can make the Gandharvas visible. So this mantra Arjuna got from another Gandharva. So Arjuna just chanted that mantra and made the Gandharvas visible, and he just fought with them and released Duryodhana from the clutches of the Gandharvas bound. So this story also Dhritarashtra knew. So Dhritarashtra was aware that one Arjuna could banish the entire ocean of armies of Duryodhana at one within minutes, as well as one Arjuna could fight with all the Gandharvas and release Duryodhana. If one Arjuna could do all these, means what if Arjuna, along with other Pandavas, above all, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna was also present along with their side in the place of Kurukshetra? He was obviously doubt about the victory of Kauravas because he know the skills of Pandavas. He was so much afraid that his sons would lose the war because he know the strength of Pandavas as well as he know that Supreme Personality of Godhead is on the side of Pandavas. So he was so doubtful that made him asking that question. So what is the next thing that would have made Dhritarashtra so much afraid? So he was fearful because of the holy place of Kurukshetra might influence his sons to compromise. So this war is happening on the Kurukshetra. So the place has a significant importance on our decision. So since this Dhritarashtra was slightly fearful that because of the influence of Kurukshetra, his sons would have think like, let's compromise, don't go for a war, just compromise. So he was afraid that his sons should have compromised because of the influence of the holy place, and he was little hopeful that under the holy influence of Kurukshetra, the Pandavas may renounce their claim to avoid bloodshed. So he was thinking like, he was little hopeful that because of the influence of the holy place, Pandavas may renounce that we don't want the nation because we don't want to avoid the bloodshed. So he was just little hopeful also in that matter. So all this fearfulness, if that Kaurava, because Dhritarashtra want the nation very badly, he was very much holding to that nation, so he want that he don't want a compromise. So that fear and a little hope and the doubtful about the victory of his sons and his desire, his unending desire to hold the nation, all these emotions together made Dhritarashtra to approach Sanjay and ask, what did they do? It is not like, oh, just for a formality he was asking. It is out of his emotions. He was so much disturbed. He was so much anxious to know what is happening there because he know this is happening in the Kurukshetra and the strength of Pandava and the presence of Krishna. He was so sure what is going to happen, but still he want to know. So out of that anxiety, he was asking Sanjaya, what did they do? Kim Akurvada. That was the question. So in the purport, again, Prabhupada was saying an analogy that is Krishna's plan. Why Krishna arranged a Kurukshetra war? So Prabhupada is saying like, in the religious field of Kurukshetra, in the presence of the father of religion, Sri Krishna, unnecessary weeds like Duryodhana would be wiped out. So that is for sure, like in the Kurukshetra, in the religious field, all the unnecessary weeds like Duryodhana, Dushasana will be wiped out. That was Krishna's plan. Krishna arranged Kurukshetra war for that purpose. So that is also explained in the purport. So the next thing is, what is the significance of Kurukshetra? Why Dhritarashtra was so much afraid of that land, that Kurukshetra? Why he was so much afraid of Kurukshetra? What made him think that his sons would have compromised or Pandavas would have renounced the kingdom in thinking of that we don't want a bloodshed? So what is the significance of Kurukshetra? So that is another story I would like to narrate, that the birth of King Kuru and the origin of Kurukshetra. This is from Vamana Purana. So the story is a part of Vamana Purana. So the story begins with in the beginning of Satyuga, there was a king named Risha. So I just read the story. So I'm not sure about the pronunciation. The spelling was RKSA, Risha. So the beginning of, there was a king named Rusha. So he was in the Moon dynasty. So he, for him, his son's name was Samvarana. The spelling was Sambarana, Samvarana. So in the early age, Risha enthroned Samvarana, and the priest, the king's priest or spiritual master was Vashishta Muni, the son of Varuna. So Vashishta Muni was a priest. So Samvarana learned all scriptures and all rituals from Vashishta Muni. So once all the learning is finished, all studies completed, Samvarana just went to forest for hunting, leaving all the state affairs to Vashishta Muni. So while he was hunting, he just entered a river, entered a forest, a beautiful forest, which name was Vaibraja Forest. So there's a beautiful forest with a lot of flowers and fruits and all. So when he entered the flower and entered the forest, he just saw many Gandharvas and Apsara women were playing some sport activities there. Where he was intoxicated with wine, and as he was walking, he got attention towards a particular girl among the all girls. He was just gazing to the woman, and the girl was also just gazing back to the prince. So both of them so much infatuated that this king just fell down from the horse, and that girl also fainted. So the Gandharvas just poured water on the face of that king and the girl, and they got their consciousness back. And Samvarana just went back to the kingdom, to the capital of his kingdom, that is Pradishtanapura. Even though the Samvarana just came back to the kingdom, his mind was completely absorbed on the beauty of that girl. So he was not able to do any of his daily activities. He was not able to take his meal, and he was not able to sleep also. So Vashishta Muni was thinking what went wrong. So out of introspection, Vashishta Muni understood that the reason for his situation is like he was so much enamored by the beauty of that girl. And Vashishta could understand that the girl's name is Thapati, and she is the daughter of sun god. So Vashishta Muni just went to the sun planet, and he just met the sun god, and he paid obeisances, and sun god also paid obeisances back. And after offering Arghya and all, sun god asked Vashishta Muni, what is the purpose of his visit to the sun planet? So Vashishta Muni, in reply to that, Vashishta Muni said, I came here to ask your daughter's hand to give to Samvarana, the son of Risharaj. So sun god was so much pleased. He gave Tabadi as charity to the Samvarana. So Vashishta Muni took the hand of Tabadi and went back to his ashram. So when they came back to ashram, Tabadi just said like how she saw a beautiful prince in the king, and she was so much attached to his beauty, and from the scripture she understood that that's a perfect man, and she decided in her heart that that man only should be the lord of her life. And Vashishta Muni, because of his meditation, he could understand that her attachment towards Samvarana is so strong. So Vashishta Muni said that same person I brought to here. So when and that Samvarana will come soon. So once Samvarana came to the ashram, he also saw the girl, and he asked Vashishta Muni, who is this girl? So Vashishta Muni said, this girl is Tabadi. He is the daughter of sun, and he gave to this Tabadi to you at my request. So arrange for your marriage. So they arranged the marriage, and they got married. And as soon as their Tabadi got a son, his name was Kuru. So Kuru was born to Tabadi and Samvarana. So Kuru just grew up fast, and by the age of 9, all his rituals was done by the Vashishta Muni himself. He did all the sacred ceremony at the age of 9, and at the age of 24, he finished all his Vedic studies, and he got married to the son of Sudama. Name was Saudamani. So he got married to Saudamani, and after that, Samvarana enthroned Kuru as a king of that land, and he was ruling the kingdom very well. He just treated all his subjects as a father treat his son. So everything was going on according to scriptures. And on the go, Kuru got a feeling that fame is the prime object of life. So Kuru wanted to get fame. So for that purpose, Guru started touring the entire world. So as he was touring the entire world, he came to the place called Kamyavana. So he came to the place called Kamyavana, and in that he saw a river named Brigu River. So he saw the Brigu River and he just bathed on that river. So after bathing in that river, he felt an uncommon refreshment. So he thought like something happened to his body. So after that, he just went to the Brahma's altar there, that is called Samanta Panchaga. He just went there and he felt that this is the place where he will get the ultimate fame. So what he did means he made a golden plow and he yoked the bull of Lord Shiva and buffalo of Lord Yamaraja, and he started plowing the land. So as he was plowing the land, Indra came and asked Kuru, "What are you doing here?" So for that, Kuru was replied, "I intend to grow the crops of austerity, truthfulness, forgiveness, kindness, purity, generosity, yoga, and celibacy here." So Indra just asked, "Where did you get the seeds for that crop from?" And Indra just smiled and disappeared. But Guru continued the plowing. Instead, that became his routine. He was daily plowing the land. And after some days, Lord Vishnu came there, and Lord Vishnu asked Guru the same question, "What are you doing here?" So, in reply to that, King Guru said, "I am cultivating the great religion consisting of 8 limbs here." So, again, Lord Vishnu asked the same question, "Where are the seeds for that?" So, Guru replied, "That seeds are in my body." So, then Lord Vishnu said, "Then give me the seeds. I will assist you to plant the seeds as your plow." So, Guru just stretched his right arm. So Vishnu just with his Sudarshana Chakra cutted his right arm into pieces and gave that pieces to demigods, and they just planted it there. And he stretched his left hand similarly, and Vishnu cutted that pieces and he planted them, and then thighs. And when he was about to offer his head, Vishnu was so much pleased and he asked for a benediction. What benediction you want for this? So in that, King Kuru said, "May this land that has been plowed by me become celebrated as a holy place of pilgrimage. May whoever bath here and may whoever dies here attain a great reward in their next life. May fast, charity, japa, fire sacrifices, and all other pious acts performed here, and even evil deeds bestow incomparable benefit. By your grace, may this place be named after me, Kurukshetra, and may it become a place of residence for you, Lord Shiva, and other principal demigods." So Lord Vishnu agreed that. Then Lord Vishnu benedicted that Guru with a celestial body so that he can get back to the spiritual kingdom. And from after that, Lord Vishnu says, "Then I appointed the demigod Chandra, the serpent Vasugi, the Vidyadhara, the Shanu. That is the influence of Kurukshetra. So Dhritarashtra was sure that that is the place of religion where all the austerity, all the truthfulness, all the kindness, purity, everything is on the side of Pandavas, where his son Kauravas were not at all virtue, not truthful. So all the bad elements were in the side of Kauravas. So obviously that place, Kurukshetra, will favor Pandavas in a great manner that they could win the war like anything. So Dhritarashtra know the history of the land, the purity of that land, and he was so much afraid that this land of Kurukshetra will influence his son's victory in a negative way. So that is the significance of the land Kurukshetra. So that's why Dhritarashtra was so much afraid of the land Kurukshetra. So this is what, like, Dhritarashtra was so much, what made Dhritarashtra ask all these questions, and this is significance of Kurukshetra also. So the next is like, what all things we can take from this shloka? What is significant here? So the first thing is Dhritarashtra was blind, right? He was spiritually blind as well as materially blind. So, what did he do? He just approached Sanjaya, who can see the truth, who can explain the truth as it is. So, just like Dhritarashtra, we are also blind. We may be materially not blind, but we are spiritually blind. So, Dhritarashtra was spiritually and materially blind, and he was trying to hold the nation. He was so much desires, and he was so much anxious to hold on to the kingdom. He wanted to maintain the kingdom. So, like that, we are also spiritually blind, and we are also holding to our nation. That is like our material attachment, family, friends, career, everything. All the material attachment we are trying to hold on because we are spiritually blind. So, just like Dhritarashtra approached Sanjaya, who can see the truth, we can also approach a spiritual master. We can approach the pure devotees who sees the truth, so that they can explain what is truth, what is not truth, so that we will get the right vision, we can get the right knowledge. Dhritarashtra received the knowledge from Sanjaya, who sees the truth. So that is the significance there. We also must seek a seer who can explain us the truth, who can explain what is right, what is wrong, what is spiritual reality. So we should also seek a seer, just like Dhritarashtra did. And another thing is like, we know that Bhagavad Gita should be learned from a bona fide person, from a pure devotee. So Dhritarashtra did the same thing, right? He was listening from Sanjaya. It was a bona fide source, and Sanjaya was listening from Krishna. But still, Dhritarashtra's heart was not transformed. Dhritarashtra was not transformed at all after hearing Bhagavad Gita. So what was the reason? The reason was the intention of Dhritarashtra was not to transform his heart. He just wanted to know whether his sons win the war or not. He was just only concerned about that. He was not at all listening Bhagavad Gita for purification. So that is why Dhritarashtra was not transformed. So our intention matters. Whatever we do, if we chant or if we read scriptures or we do any devotional service, what is our intention? That matters a lot, because Krishna grant what we seek. So if we do japa or if we do some um, scriptural study just to make a show off, just to let others know that we are doing something, then Krishna will make that happen. If we want to do all the services just to purify ourselves, then Krishna will grant that out. So our intention matters, with what intention we are doing everything. So just keep our intention right. So the another question is like, even though Dhritarashtra was not transformed after hearing Bhagavad Gita, as the same example, there was Keshava Kashmiri Pandit in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was also very learned scholar, but he was a Pandita, but his heart was not transformed. So what was the reason? So his intention while studying all the scriptures was to make show off. He want to show himself as a Pandita. He was not wanted to purify his heart. And it is always says like, it doesn't matter whatever way we hear Bhagavad Gita, we will have an effect. So how does that apply here? So even though Dhritarashtra's intention was not pure, but Dhritarashtra also got purified later when Vidura came and shake him. Just like Keshava Kashmiri Pandit was also purified when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and shook him. So it's like, even if we do something also, even if we do read or we do chant or something, we will get purified, but the time will be long. The time gap between the purification will be long. So we should not wait, like Kashava Kashmiri got humiliated in the public by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Vidura also got humiliated by Vidura. We should not wait Krishna to put some circumstances in our life to get purify ourselves. Let's keep our intention so pure that Krishna don't have to arrange something to make humiliate us and turn us towards Krishna. So let's keep the intention so pure that make us a pure devotee, make us a better devotee, make us a better member of this Krishna consciousness movement, make us a better disciple of our Guru Maharaj, let's make us a better devotee. So with that intention, we can just do all our devotional practices and japa and everything. So the third point is dham uproot kam. So as the Kurukshetra land has an influence on the entire scene, just like that, we will also have an effect by the dham. So dham means we may not be able to stay in a dham always, but keeping right association, we can always be in dham. Because Krishna says, I am not in Vaikuntha, I am not in anywhere, I am where my devotees gather and chant my names and glorify myself. So wherever devotees gather, wherever devotees glorify Krishna, wherever devotees together chant his name, Krishna is present there. So dham is where Krishna is present. So wherever devotees gather and present something about Krishna, Krishna will be there. So that is dham. So that is the significance why we should keep right association. So it is like when we try to chant alone, it will take us a long time to complete our rounds. But when we chant together in our beautiful morning japa session and all, we will wonder sometime how we could finish the round so fast. That is the association's power. That is the power of dham. Because when devotees come together, Krishna is present there, that vibration will be there, and we could do the things in a more positive way. So keep right association, because association matters a lot. If we keep right association, we will get a fast spiritual success. Whereas if our association is not good, means that will also affect our spiritual journey. So that is like keep right association also. Next is breach to outreach. So that is means Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, don't give this information who is not faithful, who is not devoted, who is not self-controlled and all. But as when Krishna says that to Sanjaya, says that to Arjuna, at that same time Sanjay was giving that to Dhritarashtra, who was not austere, who was not devoted, who was not self-controlled. But that was given by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. So Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, beloved Srila Prabhupada says this is the only one instruction devotees always preach. So devotees always go to someone to give the glorification of the Lord without checking if he is pure, if he is austere, if he is self-controlled or not. Because devotees are always more most merciful than Krishna. So it is just like what Sanjaya did. He was doing a breach, but just like what Sanjaya did, let's we also spread what all things we have to the surrounding people. Let's not keep all the blessing, all the jewels we receive from the by the mercy of other devotees within our heart. Just spread whatever we have to others around us, because we don't know who is seeking what. By external appearance we may not recognize they are what they are seeking. So when we speak to somebody, when we outreach, we will understand who need the jewel, who is ready to accept the knowledge. So just like Sanjaya did, we received all this knowledge by the mercy of other devotees, right? We were not born like a devotee, or now also we are not devotee, we are trying, aspiring to become a devotee by the mercy of other devotees. So if they didn't share anything to ourselves, how we should have improved ourselves? So just like that, we can think also in that way. Whatever knowledge we got, just outreach it and preach the concept, and just outreach and preach the whatever things we have. So that is the thing. And this is just to show you that this is a mortal banyan tree, just witness of the celestial song of Bhagavad Gita. It is in Haryana, Jodhisar, Kurukshetra. So that's all. This is my humble attempt. Sorry for any shortcomings I have committed. Kindly forgive me and correct me if I did anything wrong, and apologies if I said anything wrong. Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for giving this opportunity. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Wonderful, excellent, very beautiful class, Mataji. So we have learned so many things from this session about the pastimes and the philosophy and the circumstances and different angles of the conversations and intentions like that. Thank you so much. Excellent. And also we have got questions from Usha Mataji also raised hand.
Sorry, Prabhu, it was, I didn't know I was missing. But yes, wonderful, because I joined it halfway. And sorry, Prabhu, because I had to recite in other class for Srimad Bhagavatam verses. So in every Tuesday, I have to recite. So
Yes.
sometimes I join a bit late. So sorry, Prabhu.
No
And
worries.
wonderful, Saranya Mataji, very nicely.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. So inspiring. It's so nice. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I agree with what Prabhu had to say, his comment. Amazing. He's so learned. It's amazing. Yeah,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
very good.
Just say your suggestions or feedback so that I could improve. Or so it's just my first attempt to.
Hare Krishna Mataji, it was amazing class, wonderful, It was so interesting, the way you presented it as well. It was amazing, very, very nice class, very inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Just like I prayed. So just like Krishna's wish, Prabhupada's mercy. That's all.
Any questions from any devotees?
Hare Krishna. Yeah. What I was surprised about, I know Dhritarashtra was blind emotionally as well as physically. So and how he's a king and he's got this power to make changes. And I couldn't understand why the community, because he's there to protect the living entities, as you say, as a king, and he allow all these injustice to happen to his own family members. So I didn't understand how the community tolerated that. Is it because they felt sorry for him because he couldn't see? Or you see, this is what's something I can't understand. That okay, I know he was so attached to his son and he got in a way a bit corrupted because he went along with his, and I know he actually was a learned person, so he knew it was wrong and he could have done something about it, but he didn't.
Yes.
So what's the meaning of it? That's what I couldn't understand.
Which means you are asking like why Dhritarashtra did that, or
allowed this, because he was a king and he could have made changes. He could have dictated that this war is not going to go on. The Pandavas should have their rightly owned property, and even when they asked for part of it, they were denied it.
yes.
So yeah.
Yes, that is the key thing, Mataji. He was envious. He was greedy. So
Yeah.
that emotions made him act in that way. So when we say it is like greed and envy, two simple words, but it do the worst thing out of people, like just Dhritarashtra. If he could check that emotion, he could control his greed. If he could act in the right way, means the entire war was not happen anyway. That was Krishna's plan, but that is the key thing Prabhupada was explaining in his lectures. That is the nature of this world. Even though one thing Prabhupada explained, that the burden of his sin was so strong that he could not check his action, because one need the mercy of a devotee or some pious activities credit to do something towards spiritual life or something austere. So here the Dhritarashtra's emotions and greed was so much that only that emotion made Dhritarashtra act in this way. That is the only thing. That the ultimate greed for the nation, ultimate attachment for the sons and nation, that made Dhritarashtra forgetting everything, his own family members. That greed, material attachment, that is the reason he forgot everything because of that attachment. So that's the reality material world also. When we attach to wealth, when we attach to fame, people do all nonsense things to achieve that. We do see that in the material world, right? Just like the reflection.
Yeah. But Dhritarashtra was the king, and the community there is very well respected in those era, isn't it? And so whatever the community says, or if they go, I can't understand why the community did not act because remember the situation with Draupadi, where the community held up, they upheld their beliefs. So why couldn't they do something about it and say this is not right? He's destroying everybody's lives because of his greed and envy.
It's like that, Mataji. The circumstances and the condition was not like that is of today. It is not like the democracy and all. The king and the thing was like king decides, and this was a family affairs, and they were acting accordingly. So there is nothing like the community goes and tell to the king do that and do this. So the thing is like king was controlling the nation. So that's why Krishna wanted to keep Yudhishthira as the king, because king is the one who rules the nation. It's not like as of today, people like go to the government and say like do that, do this. Not like that. The king was ruling, and if the king is good, people enjoy. If the king is bad, people suffer. So that was the scenario at that time. So that is the reason why Krishna didn't want Dhritarashtra to continue, Duryodhana to continue ruling the kingdom. So that.
Well, we do hear stories about in the past how the kings they fall down because of their bad action. People knock them down in a way, and so I didn't understand that anyway. So what I think is, because of this greed and envy and this, it destroyed everybody's lives, really, because his own family, he destroyed their lives because he was so attached to his son, and then he also destroyed the community's lives, the people, because he wasn't a good king, good ruler.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, you get a very good understanding, but it's always so many questions in your mind with that story, isn't it? And of course, I'm thinking materially more than spiritually. And it's good to have these meanings so you understand it. How can we take it forward in our lives, and make our lives better? So yeah, it's very enlightening to unpick the story a little bit more and get some understanding, because although is one chapter, is so much in it, that one chapter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Generally people, some devotees says like they don't read first chapter because Krishna is not speaking in the first chapter. Krishna is speaking in the second chapter, starts speaking in the second chapter. But it is also important because it explains the problem. Unless and until we don't understand the problem, the remaining 17 chapter, the solution, we don't understand the solution. So this is just like a proper mentoring thing. Like Krishna allowed Arjuna to go and realize what is the issue. Till that, Arjuna was like a master. Krishna, just take me, draw me to the middle of the army. Just let me see who is there outside. So at that time, Arjuna, when see the opposite army, he just realized, Krishna, now I can't handle this. So this is the perfect mentorship. Until and unless one is not ready, whatever information we give, they can't digest until they don't got that hunger for knowledge. So at that time, once Arjuna was surrendered, like Krishna, now I am your disciple, just instruct me. At that time, Krishna starts speaking. So the first chapter is also very important.
Thank you for a wonderful class, and for a start, you opened it up for us. It's so good. Yeah, thank you.
Very wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
wonderful.
the way explaining Mataji, it is.
Yeah.
Just for Janaganya's Mataji's queries, if you have any additions like why community didn't check, I don't think at that circumstances there is that some kind of that arrangement was there or not.
So during this, just a bit of. So even Krishna has sent Akrura to instruct Dhritarashtra. Then Dhritarashtra says, I know what is right, what is not right. But still, I wanted to follow what I am following right now. So he says, and also Duryodhana also says, I know what is right, what is not right. but I behave what the Lord has created me. Like that I behave. So that is Duryodhana's instruction. And Dhritarashtra has given just suggested Duryodhana just give half kingdom, but not full-fledged of mind. But because Duryodhana intention was I wanted only uh, all the kingdom for myself. So because of even the Gandhari says he doesn't listen. Because of his attachment, Dhritarashtra could not say strong words to his son. So just would like to end those.
Yeah, and although we see the king as a strong in personality, he's weak in his actions. You know, when he's quite destructive because of greed and envy, and also he wants the, you know, he's, well, it was implied that his son was so overpowering he couldn't control him anyway. Is that right?
Yes, Mataji. So it is just because of the attachment.
Yes, yes. He didn't want to hurt him. He didn't want to, you know, destroy his drive to be in charge. But the other thing I would like to ask, if you don't mind, because I know you know the answer, Mataji. So is why? I'm lost it now. He was so he was learned. He knew the right thing and the wrong things. Yeah.
Yes.
And oh dear, I lost the question now. What about Duryodhan? Yeah, how come he was allowed to call himself the ruler as the king when he wasn't in that position? It wasn't rightly his position. He claimed rulership, didn't he, Duryodhan?
Yes.
Well, how come that was so?
Because after the dice played, right, Mataji, the Pandavas just lost the kingdom to Duryodhana. So that at that time, Duryodhana just take up the charge of as a king, and he claimed himself as king.
It was assumed, though, isn't it? It's not real.
It's
he assumed a position that didn't belong to him.
Yes, it was not rightly. It is like jealousy is like we want to own something which is not ours, right? So we want to take ownership of something which we do not possess. So just like Duryodhana was also jealous, like actually it was not his own property, but he took it from in a wrong way, and he was enjoying that.
Yeah, but then again, I think the community should have a say in that you know, he's not the king. Why should we accept him as a king? Okay, his dad was blind, but that's not the case. He was a bad king anyway. Both of them were bad kings. Sorry to say.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji,
Hare Krishna.
for asking these questions. Rasleela Mataji, so you are unmuted.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry if I can add something, that actually in the first chapter it is said that he's called the king Duryodhan, but actually it is just as a sarcastically it is said, but he was not the king. Dhritarashtra was the king, and it was just because Dhritarashtra didn't want acted in such a way, because he was full of greed, and as Mataji is saying, and very much attached, and because he didn't get the kingdom because of his being blind, and now he wanted it for his sons. That's why I'm a little bit, I was thinking, I'm not sure whether I'm right or wrong, Prabhuji.
Mataji.
Thank you.
Because he couldn't possess it because he was blind. So when Pandu died, he just wanted to secure it for his son. So that was Dhritarashtra's mindset. And even Bhishma and Vidura advised Dhritarashtra, and he himself know what is right and what is wrong. But still, because of that emotions, that attachment, greed, and envy, jealousy, that emotions ruled Dhritarashtra. Is it so, Amoga Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji, yeah.
And I believe Krishna addressed the issues with both of them. And
Yes.
they denied any
And
any
ultimately, is everything is the plan of Krishna, because Krishna ascended to do the thing. Like Krishna want everyone to assemble one place and just finish them off. So everything is a plan of Krishna. In
Yeah, it's a beautiful story, though, isn't it? And it's up to us to delve into it deeper, isn't it, to understand it. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you.
Ratan Prabhuji was.
Hare Krishna, yes. Yeah, actually, Rashlila Mataji was mentioning correctly. Actually, it was Duryodhan was not king because of his egoistic way, and it was sarcastic way he was mentioning Raja Vasanam Babrit. You can find after the next text. So, is a Raja Vasan. He was not king, but he was considered Raja. It is not really Raja, not really king, sarcastic way. So because he was commanding, although he has no right to command to Bhishma Pitamaha or others, but he does not know how to behave. He has no knowledge about etiquette, and he was commanding to senior the Senapati, who was the chief commander, but he was showing as as a king. So it was mentioned actually sarcastic way. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, so we are 15 minutes past 9 o'clock. Maybe we can continue next Tuesday.
Yes.
Maybe if you're all happy, dear devotees, we can move on to the next part of our program, the Sima prayers. Mataji, so I'm just please take over the session and control.
Yes. If there is any volunteers for doing Narasimha prayers,
Shall I, Mataji?
yes, sure, Mataji.
I
Please.
hope my voice allows me. Okay, Haribol. Namaste Narasimhaya. Does somebody want to do the repeat?
I will do, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladaladaine.
Prahlada
Praladaladaine.
Prahlada
Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha.
Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha.
Rasalila Mataji, would you like to take over? My voice is getting croaky. Are you still there? How about you, Gaurangi Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I can take it over.
Oh, please, yeah, do that. Yeah, Haribo.
So where were we? Shall I start again? Or
Start
how do you-
again because
Yeah,
I
from the
like to
beginning,
hear
please.
your voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to complete. Yeah.
Okay. Namaste Narasimhaya. Baladalaine. He's going to, somebody is going to follow, or shall I just continue?
Sharanya Mataji, you can repeat this, please.
Okay.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladalaine.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Prahlada
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः शिलाटङ्कालग्नखालाये
Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha. Shilatankanakalaye.
इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा
Ito Narsimha Parado Narsimha.
यतो 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 ततो यतो ततो यतो नरसिंहा sorry
यदो यदो ताहि मरो नरसिंह
बहेन सिंह हृदयेन सिंह
बहिर्नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे
नरसिंहमदीं शरणं प्रपद्ये
तव कर कमलवरेण खाम् अद्भुत सिंहादलिता हिरण्यकशिपूर्तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवदीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
तव करकमलवरेणखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गां केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवदीता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
जय जय गुरुदेव गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव
जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल
Hare Hare Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nice to hear your voice. So beautiful.
Very nice.
थैंक यू हरे कृष्ण
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. So I will request all the dear devotees to unmute and do 3 loud Haribols to Saranya Mataji for her glorious first speaking today.
हरि
Hari
Hare
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Bol.
Even,
हरि बोल
Hari
even.
excellent class thank you so
Yeah,
much it was
wonderful.
lot
Hare
of
Krishna.
learning very very
Thank
nice
you. Thank you.
Krishna devotees kindly bless me so that I can do some fruitful things to the movement. The brush of Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, and also I request the speaker for the next Tuesday, if any interested volunteers.
Hari Krishna Prabhu, do you request what we
Topic
what-
can be your interested topic from
you
Bhagavadgita.
want an interest? Would you tell us what you would expect us to do?
You pick the topic from Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita and speak for 30 minutes and based on the pattern like we have got today.
Oh, I see. Okay, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Would
Is
you like to
anybody-
go, Mataji?
Well, it depends if anybody else want to go first, and I could wait.
So anyway, we'll allocate the devotees for next 12 weeks. Gaurangi Mataji also going to do on 1 week, and Ratan Prabhuji 1 week. Not Ratan Prabhuji, maybe Ratan Prabhuji and Smriti Kana Mataji both together.
Yeah, because sometimes I have difficulty. Suddenly my voice.
Yeah, both together, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay.
and Raslila Mataji also going to do in 1 week. So we'll have a next set of sequence of Katha on Tuesdays. Okay, so in that case, Jahnukanya Mataji, so next Tuesday is yours then.
I thought you were going to allocate, afterwards. You know how you used to put a list and ask people to take the position, a slot?
Yes, Mataji. So I have reached few devotees, but not responded yet. So you're also one of it, but
Okay.
yeah, it is your wish, Mataji. So
Yes, I will have a go. Hare go.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
I don't know if I'll keep up to this high standard Saranya Mataji has provided, but I'll try. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.